All right. Thank you very much. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for making it to our live session today. Thank you very much. Okay. Copy. It is April. If you have been following us, January, February, March, and this is April. This is April. Yeah. I remember our January topic was from fear to fluency, where we debunked the fear of public speaking. That is, you can grow, you can overcome any fear of public speaking that you have. And then I remember in February was when we talked about impromptu speaking, if you remember, think fast and speak smart, where we talked about how you can master impromptu speaking. Yes, how you can master impromptu speaking. And in March, we were able to talk about, we did our book launch, if you remember, if you were there. That was when we had our book launch, which was lovely, by the way. And the good news is that the three videos are on this channel. So maybe after this call, just go to the channel and binge watch the three videos. It should be four after tonight, anyways. So go and watch them and make sure you learn. You are going to definitely learn one or two things. So you are welcome to April. This is April, our webinar, yes, for April. And this is the thing. Of course, let's see how it goes. I guess it will have to be December 2026 for me to come back really and say I did it. And I hope to do it. Because as a matter of fact, I wanted to clear off this month program because I have been involved in quite a lot of things this April. My plates were so full and I really wanted to just scrap it for this month. But just remember that I said I committed to at least one YouTube live in a month, just for my engaging community members, because for us to talk, there are some things that we may not be able to discuss at length through probably Facebook post or short Instagram reel. So that was the intention for this YouTube live. And because I really wanted to do long YouTube video, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but it's been a lot. In fact, I have recorded few in March, but I have not edited them. So I felt like this live session will make up for my inability to put enough content on YouTube. So at least even if you miss it live, you can always get it there and you can always watch it. And today is going to be, sorry, I'm trying to bring up my guests, but like I said, you just have to pardon us today. If you can see that my light is not as bright as it should be, I am in Nigeria, and I think currently now we have a blackout. There is no electricity anywhere. If you are joining us from outside Nigeria, that's one of our realities anyways, but we move. So in fact, I had to make use of my light, that my or the flashlight of my phone. So that's what I'm using. And right now I'm trying to load my WhatsApp so that I can copy the link to bring up my guest. But let me just make use of another let me make use of another, what do I call it, another means. So thank you once again for joining. Thank you once again. If you are joining us for the first time, my name is Elizabeth Akinfenwa, and I'm a public speaking coach. I'm a public speaking and communication coach. And my goal is simple. My goal is to help professionals to become confident and eloquent speakers. That has been my passion. That has been my goal. Although I did not start as a public speaking coach, I didn't start there originally, but I've been really loving it so far. It's been amazing being able to help people, being able to help people to speak better. So it's been rewarding, it's been awesome. It's been awesome. So please permit me to take my. So thank you. Welcome once again. Welcome once again. God, I hope it is as I'm trying to send the link to bring my. So even if you cannot hear me, I mean, if you cannot see me, I hope you can hear me, right? So today I will be having some speakers. I just hope about one of them have backed out just because of the blackout. But okay, thank you for bearing with me anyways. Thank you, thank you. Now, so as we are waiting for my speakers, my guests, remember, if you've seen the flyer of this program, I titled it the Confidence Mastery Showcase. This is where I bring up some of my past students of my Confidence Mastery Accelerator program and my private training to come and showcase their confidence on a platform. These are people that struggled before they joined the training, but we thank God that they've been able to, you know, they've been able to, hope you can hear me. We thank God that they've been able to get themselves back, So let me go to my own presentation while I wait for them. Today, I want to talk about the clear framework, a critical aspect or a critical framework that you need to speak confidently and eloquently. Yes, I title it the clear framework. It's a framework that I hope if you are able to master the framework, it will do something. It will help you to become more a better speaker. Yeah, a better speaker and a better communicator, because you have to understand that this is what I normally say. I say that confidence is not a gift, confidence is a skill. Although I've had quite a number of people, mm, they disagree with me. Some people say no, confidence is not really a skill. There are some people that they are naturally outspoken. The thing is that I am not denying the fact that there are people that are naturally outspoken, but it is still a fact that confidence in speaking is something that you can learn. Confidence in speaking is something that you can learn. So if you are listening to me or you are watching me and you've struggled all these days to be a confident speaker, you are always in a meeting but you struggle to speak up anytime they ask you to speak, you struggle to speak up, you maybe in your office, you even struggle to introduce yourself to strangers. What I am saying is that it is something that you can learn. It is something that you can learn, and it is something that you should learn. So it is very, very important. It is something that you should learn, and it is something that you can learn. So, having said that, because I have seen people, yes, I have seen people who they did not, they struggled so well. In fact, I remember working with somebody who, as a result of what's it called, fear of speaking, this person has missed a lot of opportunities. Imagine that. Missed a lot of opportunities. There was one that, because of fear of speaking, she was unable to say vote of thanks during her father's burial. It was very embarrassing, right? But through training, she turned to somebody that could speak up confidently in meeting. So the first thing you need to understand is that confidence in speaking starts from your mind. Everything in this life, don't say, oh, they are going motivational again. No, it's not about motivation. Confidence in speaking starts from your mind. You have to believe you are confident. The thing is that, and by the time you believe you are confident, you put yourself out there the more. Yes, you put yourself out there the more. That is it. So you will not struggle. And then when when your mindset is right, even when you put yourself out there and you are still not getting it 100%, you will not be too hard on yourself. Yes, you will not be too hard on yourself. But many people struggle. Why? Because they have what is called low self-esteem. Ask some people, why do you struggle to speak up when there are many people? Not that they are not smart, not that they are not intelligent. They are. But the biggest challenge is their mindset. They believe it. Now, to other people, they are smart, but they themselves do not believe they are smart. And that is stemming from what? Low self-esteem. So you have to, first of all, let your mindset be right. Let your mindset be right. Very, very important. Believe that you can what? You are confident. Let your mindset be right. Don't struggle. And the thing is that there are many people, if you ask them, why do you struggle to speak? They will list certain time in their life that they failed in front of an audience. But the thing is that failing in front of an audience is not a problem. It's not a problem. It's about how you do it. It's about the lesson you learn from it. It's about how you are able to reframe that experience. Because the thing is, there are so many people, right, that they are confident speakers today, but they have also struggled before. They have struggled, they have embarrassed themselves in front of an audience. But one thing they did not do is that they did not stop speaking. So make sure you understand that confidence in speaking starts from your mindset. Let your mindset be right. Let your mindset be right. You are a confident speaker. And there's this thing that I normally say. I say that you are what? One thing I normally say is that your message is more important than your fear. Fear will come, but it's not about the fear. It's about the message you want to deliver. Yeah, it's about the message you want to deliver. Okay, right now I am all right. You are welcome, ma'am. Thank you very much. So I will pause and continue my own presentation later. So right now I have my one of my guests, one of our speakers. She is one of the participants of the Confidence Mastery Accelerator March edition, and she's going to dish out value for us today. She's a registered medical lab practitioner. Her name is Mrs. Opa Anolika. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. Yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate that when I share this idea, you were able to do what? To embrace it. And well, I'm not surprised. That means you really followed the training right from the beginning. Because if you followed our Confidence Mastery Accelerator program, the first thing, remember what I talked about? I've talked about mindset. So the first thing I always say is that we always talk first. That's our first live session. It's on mindset. We have to retrain that mindset. There is something that you used to believe about public speaking. I needed to change it. And I thank you that. And Mrs. Upper was very a diligent and a participatory participant, if I can say that. Because there are so many people that they will pay for training and they will not even participate. And they will make you, the trainer, to feel, most times I feel bad that all these people are getting value. But if I see what I see response, I know that you are engaged in your assessment. I believe that what I believe that you are learning. And Mrs. Upper has shown in different level that I really imparted learning. I remember one of the live sessions that we had. She came in with
Network.
a prepared speech and she delivered it excellently. Excellently, and she gave feedback. So without wasting much of our time, are you ready, ma'am? So I'm going to introduce her again, Mrs. Upper. Oh no, I think our network. She will be back soon. Like I said, she is a medical lab practitioner and she works in one of the government hospital in Nigeria. And she will be speaking to us today on effective parenting. Hello, ma'am. Are you there? We can't see you again. We can't hear you. We can't see you. So that's what we are saying, that you have to make sure that your mindset is right. Please hold that. So I will be doing my session in between our presentations. Okay. Okay. So over to you, ma'am. I think you are trying to join in another okay device. You've joined. So she will be speaking to us on effective parenting, a very interesting topic. A very interesting topic. So over to you, Mrs. Opa Anolika. Please let's give her a round of applause. Drop your emoji in the comment section to welcome our
Is it
speaker.
network?
Hello.
Ah, hello,
Yes,
hello.
yes, we can hear you. We can hear you now. We can hear you. We can see you.
Okay, ma. Okay,
Yes,
ma.
ma'am.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Yes, ma.
evening.
Good evening. Um, I am Opa Auleka, and this evening I want to talk about effective parenting. Effective parenting is the process of promoting and supporting the emotional, social, financial, intellectual development of a child from infancy to adulthood. Parenting is one of the toughest and most fulfilling job in the society. And effective parenting focuses on building positive, strong, and communicative strategy of a child development. We have some tips and strategies of effective parenting. One, model good behavior. It has been shown that children they learn by observing and watching parents and grown-up adults around them. So if we as parents can demonstrate kindness, calmness, and self-control, it is easy for them to learn from us. For example, they watch the way you treat strangers, your house help. They watch the way you treat strangers, your house help, your drivers. If you treat them with kindness and respect, they stand better chances of learning from you because they learn from what they see. The second one, foster independence. It is good to teach our children how to be independent and do some certain work by themselves so that they will be responsible, strong, and confident, such as small chores at home, like arranging their room, their bed, their toys, and so on. For example, in my house, I have three children, and one will wash plates for 1 week. The second one will sweep and mop the house, while the third one will arrange the rooms, the toys, and the bed and other things. So they know that it is their work. They are responsible of it whenever they come back from school. I don't need to be chasing them around to do their work. Three, focus on positive discipline. It is good to use praise to reinforce children's behavior rather than punishing wrongdoings always. Because children, whenever you praise them for the little tasks you gave them to do, it encourages them to do more instead of shouting and punishing them always. For example, in my house, at the end of every term, they come back with different results. I have to appreciate them and equally give them small, small gifts to encourage them. If you did not do well, I will tell you that you can do better than this if you put more effort in your studies. And you do it by studying every day what your teacher taught you in school, not when the exam comes or when you want to write text. Number four, as parents, we have to make time for our children. It is necessary to create quality time with our children. It builds bonds between parents and children. It is when you communicate with them and when you are friendly with them that they can be able to tell you what happens in school, at playgrounds, among their mates, in the church, and other things. But if you are the type that does not create time for them and does not listen to them, it may be difficult for them to tell you what happened at every juncture of their life. For example, there was one novel one of my kids read last term. There was a boy that the parents always party. They always go to party every weekend, even during the week, not only weekend. So one day, the boy came back from school, waited till 10 p.m. The parents arrived and he welcomed them and told them that the teacher applauded him for doing very well in his assignment. The mother said, "Yeah, you can see that we are coming back from our journey. Please don't disturb us. We need to go to bed and rest after bathing." And the boy felt somehow. They were not around to train that boy. It was only the house help that used to take care of the boy. Later on, the boy was depressed and equally joined bad gang through a friend that introduced him to smoking and other things. Later in life, it happened that the boy raped one girl, and the girl happened to be a daughter of one DPO. When the boy was summoned to police station and they asked him, "How come? How did you enter into this character? What led to it?" The boy narrated his story and they called the parents. The parents came and the policeman narrated the story to the parents, and the parents started crying because they don't devote time for their child. So, in conclusion, I want to encourage our parents to always put positive effort in training our children, because if we can be able to practice to help in going far concerning our children, and we have to equally devote time for them so that they can tell us whatever that happens, or even if somebody touched them carelessly in a way they are not supposed to be touched. Thank you, my teacher.
Wow. Thank you very much. That was a well put and well articulated presentation. I'm very sure our audience agree with that. And please drop your emojis, drop your favorite line. You were able to I really love the structure of the presentation, and I love the nuggets that you put, sharing effective parenting tips. I think the one that resonates with me the more is modeling good parenting. We should not be parents that say, do as I say, don't do as I do. No, whatever you are telling your children to do, make sure you are also doing it. Be kind. Be kind to your house help, be kind to your drivers, everybody. They too, they will see that I want to be like daddy, I want to be like mommy. And I also love that you did not just give us facts and figures, you were able to put in some stories to reinforce your point. I really appreciate you for taking the time to come and give this presentation. That was such a flawless presentation and an impactful one. I believe that anybody that listen, whether now or to the recording of this video, we learn one or two things about parenting. We learn one or two things about parenting. Thank you once again. Thank you once again. I can throw in some questions. I can throw some questions. Now, on that effective parenting, let me throw in maybe one or two questions to make it a panel discussion before we move. I am expecting another person, but in case we're just going to move forward. Now, what is your take about gentle parenting? You know that for Okay, sorry. I think okay. Now, for clarification, on the internet space, there are people that believe that beating children should not be. They believe in what is called gentle parenting, which is you can talk to your child as small as the child is. You do not necessarily have to beat. You know that as our African parents, holding the beating was, I mean, the norm. At least there are people, you cannot say that your father or your mother did not beat you at a point, to clarify that. But there is a new generation of parents who believe that that is an extreme, that you can use words, you can use motivation, you can use encouragement to change your children character, no matter how bad it is. What is your take on it? Do you think, well, it is something we should embrace, or you think it is something that we should balance, or you think, I don't think for this our children they need gentle parenting, they need strong parenting, let them not bring shame in future to us. So what is your take on it, ma'am?
Okay, thank you, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
I think from my own perspective, we have to balance it as African parents because we are not Europeans.
Mm.
In Africa, we're supposed to balance it. We have to use gentle parenting and equally use small cane to caution them because there are some children that does not adapt to talking, only talking. It is only when you give them small cane that they will be able to, especially when you have corrected them, you have to use cane too to follow them, not only instructing them. Though it is good to be consistent in making some flexible rules at home, but there are some cases, sometimes they may not be adhering to such rules. You can equally use cane. You cannot beat your or flog your child like a heartless parent. Sometimes even when you flog a child, you use the other hand to embrace the child and tell the child, it's just that I don't want you to be behaving like this, or I don't want you to be following these friends, that it is not good for you. They will hear it. So I think that it is good that we balance. We use cane, equally we use gentle parenting to train our children in a positive manner. Thank you, ma.
Wow, thank you very much, ma. Balance is key. Balance is key. Use gentle and use it. And I also believe that preference, whatever anybody wishes, because there are some that are actually really good at this gentle parenting of a teen rather. They are good at it and they are getting results. Well, but like you said, from your own point of view, let it be balanced. Okay. I also want to ask a question. Parenting. Whose job is parenting? The father or the mother or both? Whose job is parenting? Because we know that there is a particular gender that society has dumped parenting on. In your own view, whose job, whose duty is parenting? Father, mother, or both? Over to you, ma'am.
From my own perspective, I think it's supposed to be both parents. It's not supposed to be only mother. Because in our society today, it seems like parenting is the work of a mother mostly. And sometimes children, you know that they are friendly to their mothers. They are very close. Sometimes when you are talking, they will hear you, but they may not even like to do what you are saying. But whenever they see their father, if the father talk, they will know that the father is here to enforce the rule, not only to make rule. When the mother make the rule, father will enforce it. And you will see everybody will be active and all hands will be on the desk. But if you leave parenting for only mothers, you know, we mothers, we are too emotional. It's not even always easy for us to be flogging children. We prefer talking and gentle parenting. But sometimes father can discipline them in a way they will understand. I think it's supposed to be the work of both parents, not only mothers,
Exactly. I actually agree with that. That it is not only the father, not only the mother too. Both parents should be able to take part in
Did I press
discipline.
anything?
Yes, 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 ma. We got that. Thank you very much, ma. Let's move to the Confidence Mastery Accelerator. This program is titled the Confidence Mastery Showcase. Showcase. Let me ask, can you hear me, ma'am? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hey, network. Ó ti délé. Mo wà ní class. Ó dàbọ̀. Hello? Thank you, ma'am. I hope she's able to join back because I really want to ask her about how okay she's back. We thank God. Okay, you are welcome back, ma'am.
Sorry, it's network.
Not a problem, the network. I just want to ask you, can you briefly share your journey on your journey to public speaking, because you're already becoming a good public speaker. I must say that I enjoyed your presentation, and I didn't tell you I was going to ask any question, but you can see that's what I'm saying. If you remember the trade, our lesson on impromptu speaking, the question that I ask you, those two questions are typical example of impromptu speaking. I didn't say I was going to ask a question, yet you were able to say something. So it's really growth. I just want you to share with us your journey so far. What made you to register the Confidence Mastery Accelerator, and what has been your experience during the program? And so what share with us your before and after.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, ma'am.
So before I registered for this training, in fact, I don't like speaking in public. I don't like it at all. Whenever I hear that I will give a speech or I will train maybe some workers or some junior workers. In fact, I will start shivering inside. But I learned in this platform when I registered, even before I registered, I used to follow you on Facebook and WhatsApp platform, all those this thing you used to drop. So I told myself that, in fact, I cannot continue like this, that I have to learn and relearn and improve myself. That's why I registered for this training. And truly, in fact, there is an improvement. Since 2 months I registered now, there is a task they gave me in office that I should be training internship students and equally undergraduate students, medical lab science students. So, and in a way, I have to improve. For you to be able to impact others, you have to inform yourself first, be informed so that you can impact others. That's
Hmm.
why I start for this training. And I can see that I am improving. In fact, every day I have not less than 20 students I used to talk to or lecture at least 30 minutes to 1 hour every day.
Wow.
I
Wow.
really appreciate that, ma. Thank you, ma.
You are welcome, ma'am. You are welcome, ma'am. All right, thank you. I'm glad that you were able to put the things that were taught. Okay, can you share with us maybe 2 or 3 things that you started implementing that maybe you learned during the training and you have started implementing and that has in turn improved your public speaking skills?
Thank you, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, is there was a time I used to think maybe I cannot speak very well, but you told us that is not that you are not a good speaker. It's just that you are untrained personnel. But if you are trained, you can be able to speak very well. That's the one thing I learned first. The second one is that my message is more important than my fear. Since I learned that the message I want to pass is very, very essential, that I cannot just keep it in. I
Exactly.
have to voice it out so that it will be of help to others. So I told myself that, in fact, I will not allow this fear to intimidate me again. That I have to abandon this fear and start improving. And sometimes I will use my phone, my camera, put it in front of me and begin to speak. Maybe what I want to teach to students or what I want to air in a meeting, I will first of all use my mirror and my phone camera, video myself first before I will be able to throw it to others. So I've learned that my message is more important than my fear. That's why I told myself that I have to improve. A
Yeah.
friend asked me why did I register this training. I told the person that I need to improve because I don't want this fear to intimidate me again. Thank you, ma.
Wow. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for sharing things, those things. Wow. I remember saying that as well. I even said it today. Your message is more important than your fear. Your message is more important than your fear. I love that you were able to pick up those words and you were able to run with it. Wow, thank you. Thank to our listener, English with Felicity. Thank you for joining me. Wow, thank you for the support. I even forgot to open the comment things, but thank you for joining me. Wow, so thank you, Mark, once again. Maybe my last question. I just want you to tell me, walk us through your preparation for today's what? For today's presentation. How did you do it? From the day that I put it on the group that I
Ah,
want people to come and speak.
network.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me, ma'am? Mm. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? 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 Wow. Can you hear me, ma'am? I think the network. Hello, can you hear me?
Eh,
Wow. Well, I wanted her to walk us through our what? Our preparation for this what? For this presentation. Because I want to wrap up my program, my points, using whatever she said, because I believe she's going to say some things. But let me see if you can hear one or two things from her. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma, I can hear you now.
All right. So in 2 minutes, I want you to walk us through your preparation for this presentation. Because when many people now, if some people will watch this video later, they will see you, they will be like, "Ah, maybe this person is just lucky. This person is just somebody that is lucky. She's just good at it naturally." I want us to walk through the behind the scene. What were the things you put for you to come and deliver such a flawless presentation this evening? Hello? Hello? I think our network is. But the point I want to make, remember, I made mention that my first point today will be mindset. And look at one of the things that she said. I told her, mention three things during this training that you picked that has changed your mindset. Your message is more important than your fear. She said ever since she heard that, she had already believed that it's not just about her. She just had to what? She cannot put that thing inside her. That is the mindset of it, of public speaking. Your mindset has to be right. And the second thing is preparation. Yes, preparation. Don't just think you can wing it. Don't worry, I'll perform. You have to prepare. It's important. Before, ever since I said it on the group that I want to give some people opportunity to climb this stage, and I told them I will rehearse with you. I told them, go and work on your topic. She told me the topic, effective parenting. I said, that's such a lovely topic. Go and work on it. And then we hop on a what? On a call. That's the preparation part of it. And I said, okay, tell me, what are the things you want to say? What are the things? And then I gave her feedback. Do it like this, do it like that. And few minutes before our presentation this evening, before we went live, we went on a short call together, and she delivered her presentation. Not everything, but she delivered some things, and I was able to still give her some feedback. So mindset, one, preparation, two, very, very important. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am Janice, thank you for joining us on this call. I really appreciate. Thank you, ma'am. So, mindset, preparation. She was able to get her mindset right, and the preparation. Now, see how she was able to deliver that presentation flawlessly. So, nothing is magic, it's not luck. It's not luck. And then her mindset is also so strong. I just believe that everything is mindset. It starts with mindset. So that's where I'm going to wrap up this evening, because like I said, we are currently experiencing a blackout, so my laptop is about to go off. So and I want to wrap up very well before I go offline. So I will wrap it up with still mindset, because the thing is that when I put the information on the groups, she wasn't the only one on the group, but she was able to say, I will join. Although there are some people, but they are not here, maybe due to network or light issue in their area. So, but I'm going to be putting in sessions like this in between our YouTube live session. So my point is, let your mindset be strong. So if you are ever watching this video anytime and you believe that you struggle in speaking, first of all, tell yourself that you do not struggle in public speaking. Believe that you are a confident speaker. Believe that you have something important to share to the world. You might be a teacher, you might be a business person, you might be an employee in a professional setting. Speaking is important. You can't do without it. So believe that you have something important to share. So that's where it starts from, and start working towards it. Now, when she needed, she mentioned something. She said, you have to be informed. You are welcome, ma'am. I think the network. So she said
Network.
you have to be informed. So It's very important for you to be informed. So she needed to work on that informative. You have to be, yes, she said, be informed so that you can impact others. So because she understand that, that was where she said, I need to work on this aspect of myself. And that's what made her to register the training. And then not just registering the training, following up the training. Because I have so many people who register, but they do not follow up, which shouldn't be. So you have to make sure that you have the right mindset. Preparation is important. Preparation is important. And three, learn to accept feedback. You might make mistake. That's not the end of the world. When you make mistake, believe that mistake means you are learning. So if in the process of you learning, you go to speak somewhere and you forget your line, don't beat yourself back. I mean, don't beat yourself. Don't say, you can see how I embarrass myself. Nothing at all. Not at all. So make sure that you do what? You learn to accept feedback. I hope you have gained something from today's training. Yes, ma'am. Lastly, because my laptop is about to go off, I just wanted to ask you that can you take us through the preparation process for this presentation, because somebody can see this video and just assume this person is just lucky, this person is just good at it, without understanding the work that went to it. I mean, one of the stages is you even registering for this course in the first place. Imagine you did not register for the course, you might not maybe have the opportunity to come up to this stage now. But after the registration, what were the things that you did as in order to deliver this presentation?
Okay. Thank you, ma.
You're welcome, ma'am.
When I registered, I have it in mind that, in fact, I need to be informed. I need somebody to inform me and train me. So whenever you drop things on Telegram, I must read it. I make sure, even now, sometimes I used to go through all those pages and voice notes you used to put for us there. So I make sure, in fact, I listen to it more than 3 times each day
Wow.
you drop it, so that I can get the message. Because, in fact, I was eager to be trained, because you
Hmm,
told us that just that we are not trained, not
hmm,
that we are not good or we are not born well.
hmm,
Ehen. So that
hmm.
is what I started doing when I registered for this course. And when you told me on Monday about this presentation, I did not even reply so quickly, because I was like, what will I say? Can I be able to say it? But I told myself, if I can have students and whenever I tell them what they will do, if they don't do it, I'm not happy. I'm not always happy. I think I am a student. In fact,
Hmm.
I have to tell myself that, in fact, I'm climbing small, small. Even if it will take me some minutes and some time or even hours to prepare, but I must present. I got to know on Monday. So, like the first time I presented something, I even
Yes.
presented what I used to do in the lab, because I don't know what
Hmm.
to present.
Yes, yes, I
But
remember.
now I said, let me research. Yes, ma. Thank you, ma.
Wow, wow, thank you very much. Wow. And then I was telling them about the rehearsals. That's one of the things that you went to write down your points. You came I Tell us about how you even came about your 7 points. Remember, it was 7 points at first, but because of time, the network again, we had to trim it down. But the point she made about being ready to learn, I think that's the most important thing. You not just registering a course. I can say very well that she was a really diligent participant. Yes, always delivering every task. And that is how why she could have improved that well. But I cannot say for other people that didn't really participate, because quite frankly we have people that paid the same amount but they are just on the group without participation. Maybe they are learning, but I cannot say whether they are learning because I do not see anything to assess. But herself, she was able to send in her task. I was able to give her feedback. We went on live. She came to deliver a speech. And then this one now is another thing for me to assess her, which I believe that she can do perfectly anywhere. She can speak perfectly anywhere on any stage. And that's it. So as we are rounding up with almost an hour, I want to appreciate you again, Mrs. Opa Anolika. Thank you for coming on the stage today. And one of these days, maybe in next month or 2 months later, and maybe we will do this session again, but it might not be next month. You are always welcome, because that's the one of the perks, one of the bonuses for being a participant of the Confidence Mastery Accelerator, having access to stages like this where you can come and share and improve. Now, this is part of your what? It's already part of your bio. Now, it's already part of your portfolio of where you have already spoken. So if you are invited to an event to come and speak, or this, or maybe you are telling people, you have already spoken on a YouTube live, and this is a platform that is wide. This video is going to be on YouTube for life. So that's it. That's the mindset you should have, that, oh, I've spoken to what? To a whole lot of people. Thank you for taking the challenge and working with it. You didn't coward in. You didn't say, you had the thought that will I be able to do it, but you were able to zero out that thought. You were able to come to it, and then you were able to do exceedingly well. Thank you, and thank you very much. I really, really appreciate. And the last thing is for us is our graduation. I just want to appreciate everybody, the participants of the Confidence Mastery Accelerator, January edition and March edition, for being part of the training. Thank you for being diligent, those who were diligent. But every one of you have been under the training for 4 weeks, 30 days. And we've been able to do a whole lot of things, from the foundation to the mindset to the content of public speaking to using your body and using your voice, and a whole lot. And I congratulate every one of you. I may not be able to mention all the names: Mrs. Opa Anulika, Lady Kate Emezue, Beatrice Zanga, and Mrs. Sunday. I cannot remember the last name. Well done, everybody. I congratulate everybody. And this night, by God's grace, you are going to see your certificates in your WhatsApp group. You are going to receive your certificate of completion and participation. Thank you once again. Confidence Mastery Accelerator, January and March edition. We combine the graduation. So, and then this is also an opportunity for anybody that is watching this video, that the Confidence Mastery Accelerator May edition is starting on the 4th of May. Yes, 4th of May. That's on Monday. You can still register. You can just drop a message on the comment section of this video. I will reach out to you. You can register and join us. It is 30 days. And Mrs. Upper is one of the participants. And if you have been following us since morning, you can see what 30 days can do. Because that's one of the feedback I get when people see the flyer. Are you sure you'll be able to do this in 30 days? Are you sure you do not just want to collect our money? But Mrs. Upper here is a typical example of the transformation that can happen for within 30 days if you are diligent. Please, I have to put that clause. If you are diligent, if you put in the effort. And it's so simple. Our lectures are what pre-recorded. I drop daily on Telegram. Listen and do the task. Weekend, we come on live session, we discuss and we practice. It's as simple as that. And if you listen to what she said there are some times that she will listen to the recording. How many times? 3 times, for her to be able to get the information. That is a typical example of what we are talking about. So thank you once again, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, English with Felicity. Thank you, Ma'am Jani Jusit Adedeji. I don't know if anybody is in this call. You can also drop in your comment so that I will shout out to you. Please drop a comment. Let me shout out to you. Or do we have any question? We didn't even ask. I am just looking at my battery so that I will. Anybody has any question? I don't think so. I don't think so. Thank you once again, Mrs. Upper. Do you want to say the last words? You want to say thank you? You want to apply any last word?
Yes, ma'am. I want to say something. In fact, I want to thank my teacher first of all for being able to impart this knowledge in me and letting me to know that I'm not supposed to allow fear to intimidate me. Thank you once again for the training, the encouragement. Even sometimes when we are cold, you keep on encouraging us to read what you posted on the Telegram. I thank you so much, ma. Thank you and God bless you, ma.
Amen. Thank you very much, ma. You are welcome. And thank you for also being a participatory student. And thank you, Miss Lovett. Thank you for the comment. So interesting. I'm glad you found our live session interesting. And so, thank you once again to our audience. Thank you for joining us. And this will be where we are going to draw the curtain for our April edition of our YouTube live webinar. And we are going to see by May. I don't know the turn that we take, but let's see how May will show up. Let's see. Probably when people see this video, they might want to say, please, I also want to participate. I want to participate. And we might make it what our monthly thing. But we are going to see how May will go on. So the next time we are going to see us is by May. Thank you once again and bye. All right, my bye bye, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma.